Are we done?
You have a bunch of graduates walking out the door. You want to announce for them to stay?
Graduates, we need you back in your seats, please. Graduates and staff, please take your seats at this time. Okay, graduates, if you could take your seats, please. And staff members as well. Well, graduates, we're here. You made it. Before we exit the field to begin the ceremony, I just want to remind you of a couple of things. First of all, every single one of you here today has earned the right to be on this stage and to celebrate this tremendous accomplishment, this once-in-a-lifetime moment. And I just want to remind you and our audience that the reason that the graduates are all wearing the same cap and gown and stole is because on this day at this time, whether they graduated at the very top of the class or somewhere below that, they've all earned the right to have their moment in the spotlight. So please, please, do not do anything that would take away from any of the graduates' moment in the spotlight. So, graduates, You've endured more than any other class in recent memory to be here this morning. And I admire you greatly on a personal note. And I know that this year wasn't what you had hoped for in terms of events and moments and memories, but this is your high school graduation, your one and only high school graduation. And I know we missed out on a lot of things as a senior class, pep rallies and moving up ceremonies and dances and games and such. But one thing that hasn't changed is your Ram pride never left. And so what I'd like you to do today is let everybody know in the city of Rio Rancho who you are one last time as a member of this school. So let them know loud and proud who you are. We are. Class of 21, you are Rio Rancho. You have been Rio Rancho, and you will be Rio Rancho for the rest of your life. So now that you got that out of your system, if we could have row 1 and row 11, please stand up. Row 1, turn to your left. Row 11 to your right. Please exit the floor. We'll be starting in just a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
whenever, right? I can just, okay, cool. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Azel Canejo, Vice President of the Class of 2021. On behalf of the Class of 2021, I want to welcome all of you to our commencement ceremony. We'll be getting started in just a few minutes. But before we begin, we'd like to remind you of a few things to make today's ceremony as dignified and enjoyable as possible for you and our graduates. First, we ask you to please remain at your seats while we enter the field. We know you may want to try and get up a close picture of your favorite graduate, but this may block the view of other guests and create safety concerns. The presentation of diplomas is what we're all really here for, and we want each of the approximately 500 graduates and their families to enjoy their brief moment in the spotlight. We want you to cheer for your graduates, but please do not use any noisemakers such as horns, bells, or sirens. Also, please do not hold up any signs, posters, or banners, or other items that might block the view of the audience members behind you. This will likely interfere with the recognition of other deserving graduates. The seniors want today's ceremony to be a dignified celebration. Throwing objects like beach balls or balloons is not only undignified, more importantly, it will interfere with the recognition of our graduates. We ask you to please be courteous to all our graduates and speakers. Finally, with about 500 graduates walking across the stage today, we ask you to please be patient and remain at your seating areas until each member of the Class of 21 has finished their recessional at the end of the ceremony. We're just a few minutes away from the start of today's ceremony. Once again, we're thrilled to have you joined us, and we hope today's graduation is as memorable for all of you as it will be for us. Congratulations, Class of 21.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 23rd commencement ceremony of Rio Rancho High School. It is now my pleasure to present to you the Rio Rancho High School graduating class of 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remove your hats for the presentation of colors by the Rio Rancho High School Marine Corps Junior ROTC Color Guard, under the direction of Captain Freddie Morales and Sergeant Roberto Cruz.
Parents, teachers, students, and friends, good morning. My name is Utishai Samala, Student Body President.
And my name is Talisa Canales, President of the Class of 2021. It is our pleasure to welcome all of you to the graduation of the Rio Rancho High School Class of 2021. It's our honor to introduce the individuals seated on stage. In the interest of time, we ask that you please hold your applause until all names have been read. Beginning with the Rio Rancho Public Schools Board of Education. School Board President and Rio Rancho High School alumni, Mrs. Amanda Galbraith. Vice President, Mr. Jeffrey Morgan. Board Member, Mrs. Wynn Coleman. Board Member, Mrs. Catherine Cullen. The Rio Rancho Public Schools Executive Cabinet, Superintendent Dr. Sue Cleveland. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rio Rancho High School Public Schools Board of Education and our Superintendent of Schools and Administration.
Also seated before you are the educational leaders of Rio Rancho High School. Again, we ask you hold your applause until all names have been read. Rio Rancho High School Principal Dr. Ryan Kettler, Vice Principal Mr. Maurice Guerin, Assistant Principal for the Class of 2021, Ms. Betty Shepman, Assistant Principal for the Class of 2022, Ms. Patricia DeVosto, Assistant Principal for the Class of 2023, Ms. Elaine Gonzalez, Assistant Principal for the Class of 2024, Ms. Marshall Hubble Espinosa, Athletic Director, Mr. Vince Metzger, Activities Director, Mr. Bill Duncan, Site Specialist, Ms. Jennifer Babcock, Ms. Laura Liccioni, Ms. Jennifer Koppel, Mr. Aaron Adkins, Our counselors for the class of 2021, Miss Vicky Valles-Mora, Miss Brenda Garduno, Mr. Jabari Garrett, and finally, we would like to ask the Rio Rancho High School faculty and staff who have done so much to ensure the successful graduation of our class to please stand up and be recognized.
We are also honored to recognize the other outstanding students who are seated on the stage today. Senior Class Vice President Isel Conejo, Student Body Vice President Lauren Herrera, Student Body Secretary Alexis Baca, Student Body Historian Alexa Rivera, Student Body Treasurer Savannah Wing, Co-salutatorian Adam Donaldson, and Valedictorian Sumi Thrusha. We also want to welcome representatives from our surrounding pueblos who are here today supporting the graduates from their respective tribes.
Our first speakers today are two of the student leaders at Rio Rancho High School. Our first speaker is not only our co-salutatorian, but also our student body president as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Yudachai Samala.
Okay. First speech. Good morning, folks. Today I'm fulfilling a dream that has manifested my entire high school career. Not only do I have the distinct honor of addressing you all today as co-salutatorian, I also have the honor of serving as your student body president. I've had this dream since the start of kindergarten, that one day I'd have the opportunity of speaking in front of my peers at graduation. Although I've had this dream for the longest of time, it quickly became apparent to me that the contents of my speech weren't so easy to craft. You know, I spent hours upon hours listening to speeches from countless historical figures. My searches yielded no satisfactory results, but who knew that there were so many ways to thank an audience, which you'll all hear soon. As with most good thoughts, they come spontaneously. So at some enlightening moment, I was reminded of a call I'd attended with Dr. Fauci as part of the United States Senate Youth Program. He and the national pandemic response have practically become synonymous. But what if I told you he never set out to be the leading public health official of the United States? During our call, he had told his delegates how he intended to be a physician, accidentally gained a spot at the National Institutes of Health, and that's how he ended up as the face of public health, almost by accident. I was shocked to hear this. Here was the most famous and influential man on earth telling us it all occurred spontaneously. As I thought more and more about this mind-boggling fact, the beauty of spontaneity had made itself very apparent to me. Spontaneity presents itself everywhere. It's the foundation of chemistry, it's the basis of economics, but it's also the common theme of life. As you all embark on this new journey, this upcoming fall, or more dauntingly, tomorrow, your plans can quickly be overrun with plans A, B, and C, and all the way to Z. You might see yourself pursuing a career in business or medicine, but in the next 10 years, you might be doing something completely different from what you first imagined as a college freshman. This uncertainty can be overwhelming, but there's no need at all to fear this common occurrence of life. Embrace it. Embrace the random outcomes that life has in store for you. It's these out-of-left-field experiences that widen your palette and eventually guide you to what you truly are passionate about. Now, as student body president, I've had the wonderful privilege to have presided over the most tenacious, resilient, and ambitious student body in the history of Rio Rancho High School. You all did? Why not? After 5 schedule changes, switches between virtual and in-person, and heightened levels of stress, we all tackled these challenges. And in the process, we've shown ourselves what inner strength and power we possess. This power will be the force that allows each and every one of us to face the problems that arise out of nowhere. We've overcome such an unexpected and massive obstacle this year. Anything you set your mind to going forward cannot equate to the magnitude of the struggles we have endured this year. Let this year be an example of what you all are capable of. At times, what lies ahead of you may seem unattainable, but what's to stop you? Nothing seemed to stop our cross-country team and soccer teams from winning the state championships, or our students from achieving state and national awards, or the 500 or so seniors graduating here today. Face the challenge, folks. Become the first to tackle and succeed. Submit that application that seems so far from your grasp. Take the risk of a lifetime to pursue what you, an emphasis on you, love most. This class will be the force to redefine the defined. Make the unconventional the conventional, and pursue the unknown to make it known. All because we have proven ourselves strong in the face of spontaneity. As I close, it has been an honor of a lifetime to have served the class of 2021 for 3 terms, and I could have not accomplished such endeavors without a series of individuals ranging from friends, family, to staff. Thank you to my parents and family members who have been very supportive of all my activities and undertakings. Without them, the possibility of me standing here today would not have been possible. Many thanks to all the club advisors that I've interacted with over the years. You all have been wonderful mentors and have provided me with opportunities of a lifetime. Forever grateful to all the staff and faculty of Rio Rancho High School for providing us all with the support and dedication that has allowed each and every one of us to succeed here today. To the class of 2021 seniors, well-deserved congratulations to all, and best wishes to you and your endeavors. And that's all, folks. Goodbye.
Thank you, Eric. Our next speaker is the president of the class of 2021. Please welcome Talisa Canales.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan, and good morning, everyone. I'm so honored to be amongst 3 amazing peers to be speaking at today's ceremony. Finding the words to explain how this year has gone has been one of the most difficult things for me to do. Speaking in front of you all in this very moment was something I dreamed of doing ever since I was in kindergarten. I wanted to make my speech inspiring and motivational, something you guys would remember when your kids asked about graduation in the future. But clearly there were a few bumps in the road. Focusing on the adversity of this pandemic is a choice, so instead I chose to reflect on our 3 years at Rio Rancho High School. Just a week ago, it felt like we were all gathered in the gym as freshmen, eager for Jumpstart Day, ready to finally take our first steps on campus as high schoolers. One thing Mr. Duncan emphasized in that assembly was how fast these 4 years would go. And he was definitely right, because now we're sitting in these chairs, getting ready to take our final steps across the stage. As freshmen, we all felt that little bit of freedom and maturity. We got to experience high school dances, spirit weeks, assemblies, and felt joy in the smallest things, like hearing music at lunch. As sophomores, that lingering thought of college came around, and our coursework was growing more difficult. But we still roamed around feeling like adults, and for the most part, enjoyed being in high school. Junior year arrived faster than expected, and I don't know about you guys, but it was certainly the hardest year for me, for many reasons. One being that college was around the corner, and I know many of us may stay in state, but a select few of us won't be. And for me, that meant taking advantage of every opportunity and moment spent with my friends. Senior year came creeping in, and it almost didn't feel real. It felt like I was living the same day for months. Get up, go on TikTok, lay in bed, rewatching the whole series of Vampire Diaries and Gossip Girl, go to sleep. We drifted away from friends, we made new ones, and now we're here. It's bittersweet because I'm sure every parent or guardian remembers the moment they took us to preschool kicking and crying because we didn't want to leave them, or at least that's how it was for my parents. Though this year was long and hard, each and every one of us managed to get through it, but most of us lost sight in what mattered the most. Whether or not you have a photo in your cap and gown, whether or not you danced at prom, whether or not you graduated first or last in your class, whether or not everyone knew your name or no one did, we were all tested by this pandemic and earned an A. I wouldn't be standing here without the support of my parents and grandparents, wherever they are. So I wanted to thank them, mainly because I had many mental breakdowns over the course of this year, and their advice was to just chill out. But they were right, now that I think of it, because I forgot at times what really matters. Taking in those moments we had with our friends at lunch, or going to football games and blasting Miley Cyrus songs, jumping up and down at basketball games, or even the anticipation we felt homecoming day. Little moments of pure happiness we will cherish forever. I hope this graduation was memorable for you all and a day that you'll never forget. So I encourage you to reflect on the positive memories we have at Rio Rancho High Schools and all the values we learned. Goodbye, and congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.
Thank you, Talisa. You have already heard from one of our co-salutatorians. Now it's time to hear from our other co-salutatorian. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Donaldson.
Good morning, classmates, teachers, staff, friends, and family. I just want to start by saying that I am truly honored to be here today and to be recognized as the co-salutatorian of the class of 2021. I want to thank God and my family for everything they've done for me. I certainly wouldn't be here without them. And I also want to thank all of you staff members for everything you've done for me and my classmates to make sure that we succeeded throughout high school. We are truly blessed to have such talented and caring teachers here. If it wasn't for all you guys' hard work and determination, my classmates and I would not be where we are today. Those of you who know me know that public speaking is really not my thing. So although I would just love to give you another full speech today, I thought I would do something a little different. Music has always been a huge part of my life and what inspires me. And I've played the piano since I was 6 years old, so I thought I'd leave you with a performance of one of my favorites. This piece is composed by John Schmidt. He's from the Piano Guys. It's called All of Me. No, it's not the one by John Legend, sorry. I picked this piece, for one, just because it's a really cool piece. But secondly, because I think the title is pretty suiting for this occasion. It took all of me to get where I am today. And I know it sounds cliche, but I believe if something is worth doing, it's really worth giving your all. And with that kind of attitude, you can really do whatever you want with your life. I wanted to do this live, but due to COVID restrictions, you'll have to settle for this video.
Thank you, Adam. Our next speaker is our valedictorian. She will be attending the University of New Mexico next year in the prestigious BA-MD program. Please welcome our 2021 valedictorian, Sumi Shrestha.
I'm not as talented as Adam, so I'll just be reading my speech here. All right. So greetings, class of 2021. As Dr. Kettler said, my name is Sumi, and I have the honor to speak to you today as your class valedictorian, which is just essentially the high school's nice way of calling me the biggest nerd on campus. But I want to start off this speech with a big congratulations to us, the class of 2021. Let's all cheer for that. We definitely deserve it. So I was assigned with this task to give remarks to you all, and I totally didn't procrastinate like we've all done before. But for sure, our high school adventure was more than just procrastination. It was filled with all kinds of memories, struggles, and triumphs. We're here today. I'm going to plug a little bit of my Nepali language in here. Because ballai buddhilai jitsa, buddhilai manlai jitsa, razdosanga atma balta, usele sabelai jitsa. Strength is beat by the mind is beat by the heart, but the one with the willpower beats them all. And if there's anything this past school year in particular has taught us, it's that where there's a change, there's a challenge, and where there's a challenge, there's a champion. Class of 2021, we are the champions. So, as you all probably know, we all came into high school as awkward middle schoolers. And here we are 4 years later, still awkward, at least for the most of us, but all of us are definitely perhaps wiser. Over the course of these past 4 years, we learned more about our role, our communities, and ourselves. High school was about finding our passions and our place. Some of us, for example, decided to try track, and we figured it wasn't really for us, so we ran away from it the very next day, pun intended. Others joined band and never once looked back. We all shared uncontrollable laughter with our pals in the middle of class and also learned to fake laugh at our teacher's bad puns. Mr. Aragon, Mr. Smith. Joining AS, Key Club, football, or whatever else floated our boats were the best decisions we made. Bonfires, dances, and just plain old hanging out with friends shaped who we are today. From all the positive or negative experiences, we figured out who we were and who we wanted to become. Many of us also began to embark on our journey to find our great unknown, the one thing that's difficult, but we keep doing it because we want to improve or learn more. For some of us, our great unknown was art and sports, theater, science. Any of my science expo peers out here remember sticking with it despite getting white hairs from stress? Or maybe that was just bad genetics from my dad. Whatever it was, we all had something we were passionate about that pushed us to keep trying, keep learning, and keep improving. For me, my great unknown was biology. If you find that shocking, then you haven't figured that I'm a nerd by now. Cellular respiration, mechanisms of neurons, that was my forte. There was one person who helped me find this passion, my high school biology teacher, the one and only Miss Miyashiro. I want to thank you for your passion and enthusiasm to teach biology. It was because of you that I found my great unknown. Let me flip the page here. It's awkward silence. All right. I think all of us had a Miss Miyashiro, that one person who motivated or inspired us to find our passion. So let's all think of that one person or persons, whoever it was, a coach, teacher, or parent. Let's give them a big round of applause as a thank you. I would also like to make a few additional thanks because apparently that's what you do in a graduation speech. So a big, big thank you to Mr. and Mrs. Keeney for always being there for me no matter what. You guys are truly the best.
I would also like to thank Miss Wagner, my 9th grade English teacher. You are more than a teacher to me, you are a friend and a mentor. Thank you for always sharing a laugh with me, listening to my rants, and always believing in me. Lastly, a big, huge thank you to my mom, dad, and brother, wherever you guys are sitting, for listening to my endlessly nerdy rants and discussions, and for supporting me, and for just being the best people ever. But there are honestly too many people to thank, all my teachers and advisors. Honestly, you guys rock, and I can't thank you enough for all your help over these years. So to close off this highly entertaining, phenomenal speech, the praise is truly overwhelming. If there's anything I want you guys to remember, it's that high school was just one big step towards finding our purpose, our great unknowns. But wherever you go, whatever you do, keep learning and make a difference in this universe. Thank you, and congratulations again, class of 2021.
Okay, thank you, Zumi. Our faculty speaker this year was selected by the class of 2021. Mr. Daniel Trujillo is a history teacher here at Rio Rancho. He also co-sponsors our esports team and can be seen at many athletic events and activities supporting our student body, which makes sense because Mr. Trujillo is another RAM alumni, having graduated in 2006. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Daniel Trujillo.
Hello, Rio Rancho. What's up, class of 2021? I think I'm more excited than you guys are. Thank you. It's actually amazing to see you guys in person. I missed you guys. First off, graduating seniors, you must be out of your minds picking me when you had all of these incredible staff members to choose from, so thank you very much for that. I'm so humbled that you guys chose me. I'm very, very honored. I'm proud of you all here, parents and guardians, for supporting our kids to help them complete this leg of their life journey. Teachers and administrators, I lived it with you all. The changes and stress you all went through this year was insane. Students, all of you, because despite all of the insanity that we were all going through trying to figure out this year, here you are today. It took a lot for us to have this opportunity to be here together. My history at Rio Rancho started the same as yours, as a student. I graduated in 2006 and went on to struggle to get through college. After working 2 to 3 jobs at a time and taking full-time classes, I failed my way to success and was ready to be a teacher. I left and taught abroad to get some life experience, only to return to New Mexico because my father had cancer. I was offered an opportunity here by some incredible individuals and needed 4 more classes to be the teacher you know today. Again, I was back in college with full-time work and full-time school, and I had a deadline, August. I was able to visit my father a few times during this tough time, and just as the school was beginning, my father passed, and I missed my first day here at Rio Rancho High School as a teacher. I was at his funeral. My first day here was a Friday, the day after the funeral. I even had a paper due that evening, which I hadn't started for my final grade. But I came to work anyway. These kinds of struggles led me to appreciate so many little things, like last year when you all decided to throw balls at the dunk tank and take me and a few other teachers down. This one's better. Or when you all came together to help me beat my nemesis, Mr. Deal, to become staff homecoming king a second time. I see you, Mr. Deal. Now, I don't tell you these intense stories just so you know my life story or feel bad for me, but I do it to give you some perspective on your own lives. The failures that I went through were all things that helped me become the person I am today, just as your failures and challenges in your future will help you build character. Now, understand that perspective is one of the most powerful tools you own. Here's a skill you can all use today. instead of looking at things and putting them into a powerful context, like the Great Depression or COVID-19. Reframe them into things you know you can handle. Like I refer to these events as the Big Sad or the Ronies. COVID-19 sounds like something scary, maybe a mountain that we all have to climb over together. The Ronies, on the other hand, sounds a lot less scary and like something we can all get through. Feel free to go forward and use that, everyone. In the weeks leading up to graduation, I've had many of you visit my classroom, telling me that you don't know what to do with your life. It happens, and many people around you have experienced the same fear of the future. While I can't tell you what your passions are, I can tell you that I found my passion while doing a job I hated. I was dishwashing. It was awful. Thanks for asking. While doing this job, it changed the words of my vocabulary from I should finish college to when I finish college. I know pursuing something can cause you fear, but chances are that whenever you find a healthy dose of fear, you have found something worthwhile to pursue. And yes, I am only referring to legal activities, everyone. I liken this to having what I refer to as the farmer's mentality. They sow seeds, water them, and a few months later they have crops. They have no idea how well they're doing until the crops start to come up, and their crops could be wiped out in an instant. That could happen to all of us. That's life. I will tell you, though, if they let their fear get the best of them and stop watering, they have a 100% chance of failure. So for those of you who have those grand dreams, I'm here to tell you that it's possible. It is possible. Along your path, you're likely to encounter what some might refer to as failures. I would like to recommend adjusting your perspective to look at those as character-building situations. You just found one way not to get to your destination. You will only truly fail if you don't take any action, ladies and gentlemen. To all of you who asked me for shout-outs, I'm sorry I can't do that today, but I love you all for trying. I'm so very proud of you guys for all being able to be here with us at the end of this part of the journey, and I'm excited to see how great you're all going to become. Thank you all for listening, and I will leave you with a very fitting quote from one of your peers that I stole from Mr. Duncan. It is no longer, it is what it is, it's what we make it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Trujillo, and thank you for making the Roonies a little bit better. Dr. Sue Cleveland has been the superintendent of Rio Rancho Public Schools since the school district came into existence in 1994. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming Dr. Sue Cleveland.
Good morning. It's wonderful to see everyone here this morning, and we're so glad that you're part of this very special event. This is the last of our 4 graduations for the Rio Rancho Public School District, and you have had the coolest program and you have had the coolest weather. So Dr. Kettler, congratulations for having pulled that off. But it is a beautiful day, and it has been so hot the other day, so it has just been great. Every trying time in life provides an opportunity to either be defined by that situation or to use that tremendous challenge to improve one's understanding of life. Our scholars and authors have identified the young people who lived through the Great Depression, World War II, and the Cold War as the greatest generation in American history. They used those tough experiences to achieve a higher level of functioning and to develop the abilities and skills that were needed to deal with life's complexity. They used their experiences to become stronger individuals and to build a better world. Our city, state, and country need you to be that next greatest generation. While this has been a hard year, I sincerely hope that you will reject the idea that it has been a lost year. You learned hard lessons about what is important in life, how to be resilient, and how to cope with adversity. You expanded your knowledge and skills, and perhaps you even discovered new aptitudes, interests, or strengths you didn't know that you had. But that being said, the difficult and sad situations that we experienced will never be forgotten. Many important events and opportunities were regretfully missed, but there were also great accomplishments and kindnesses. The good and the bad, we will remember those things forever. Graduation is such an important milestone in your life. As you walk the stage and receive this diploma today, I hope your focus stays on understanding who you are now and applying the lessons you learned this past year, as well as all of the 13 years you attended school. I really hope you have goals and are developing plans. Goals are the dreams, and the plans are how you're going to get there. Without plans, your goals will just stay a dream, and they will be less likely to become a reality. Finally, look to the future and move forward. Most importantly, make your life count for something good. Staff, wonderful staff at this school, families and friends, thank you for all the support and contributions you gave to these graduates so that they are present at this ceremony here today. Graduates, you made it to the finish line when you could have found so many reasons not to finish this year. You stayed the course and you got the job done. Congratulations, class of 2021. We are also proud for your accomplishments. Take great pride in your Rio Rancho High School diploma. A Rio Rancho High School diploma has always meant something special. You worked hard and you earned it. Again, thank you all for being here today.
Thank you, Dr. Cleveland. Now to say a few words on the behalf of the Board of Education, please welcome School Board President and Rio Rancho graduate, Miss Amanda Galbraith.
Well, my friends, it is good to be home. I am so happy to be here with you, and congratulations, class of 2021. My children who actually go to school with all of you, I have two who are in high school, they always get mad at me when we're at track meets and cross-country meets when I cheer on Cleveland. And I say, I love all the schools. But truly, truly, my heart is with you, Rio Rancho, and I love you. When I graduated from Rio Rancho High School 21 years ago, I was the kid who walked the wrong way. And so if you're stressing about that, I'm here to tell you it'll be okay. You still have a future if you walk the wrong way at graduation. So on behalf of the Rio Rancho Board of Education's, congratulations to you all. It's been a long journey for you getting to this spot, especially as we've heard everything from this last year that you've all been through. I think you've had at least 4 or 5 schedule changes just since January. But I'm proud of you, and it's taken you some time to get into that chair where you're sitting right now. These last years, I'm sure, have had their ups and their downs. You've probably had times when you were not sure you would make it to the place that you're sitting now. You may not have known it, but you have had an army of people in your corner wanting you to succeed. Hopefully you've noticed them in the background eagerly cheering you on. Will you please pause with me to remember a time when a teacher, an administrator, or a parent has helped to motivate you? Perhaps they said something to make you want to be a better person, or they helped you to continue on when times were hard. I'm going to be a little bit meaner than some of your fellow students and ask you if you'd please stand for a moment and think about those people. And if you see them in the crowd, if you could even look at them, come on up. Yep, come on up. If you see them, will you applaud them for me right now? Thank you so much. Go ahead and sit back down. Thank you. I promise you that those people will always have your back. They will always have your back when times are hard. Now, high school's been fun. I know this year's been hard, but you are going to have these memories with you forever. And sometimes even those hard memories that maybe you hated at the time, you're going to look back at them and laugh and remember them fondly. But today, right now, starts the best time of your life. True joy comes from progression and obtaining knowledge. I implore you to continue on, to learn and to grow, and to even take risks to find out who you really want to be. There's always going to be, Ronies that might come up in your life? The Ronies that might come up in your life, or the great sad, the big sad. For all of us, personally, those things happen throughout our lives. But right now is the beginning of the best time of your life. A man that I greatly admire once said, "There is something wonderful and hopeful about the word now. There is something empowering about the fact that if we choose to decide now, we can move forward at this very moment. Now is the best time to start becoming the person we eventually want to be." Once again, congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, President Galbraith. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, it is our honor to certify the Rio Rancho High School class of 2021 for graduation. President Galbraith, this senior class has met all course requirements of graduation as set forth by the New Mexico Public Education Department and the Rio Rancho Public Schools Board of Education. They are hereby fully certified. May I present them to you?
On behalf of the Board of Education of Rio Rancho Public Schools, it is my honor and privilege to accept the Rio Rancho High School class of 2021.
Before we begin reading the names of the graduates alphabetically, I'd like to ask our student leaders who have distinguished themselves as leaders and scholars of the class of 2021 to come forward to receive their diplomas. As your name is read, please come forward.
Valedictorian, Sumi Sharifsta. Co-salutatorian, Adam M. Donaldson. Co-salutatorian and student body president, Utashai E. Samala. Class president, Talisa Canales. Class Vice President, Isel Conejo. Student Body Vice President, Lauren M. Herrera. Historian, Alexa R. Rivera. Treasurer, Savannah M. Wing. Secretary, Alexis R. Baca. Cicero A. Alanis. Malachi Alderete. Spencer C. Allman. Angelo A. Almanzar. Anna I. Almuina Ledesma. Chloe C. Anderson. Tristan K. Anderson. Leslie Angel Santana. Jeremiah Anzurres. Adriana M. Archuleta. Orlando Arrenivar Ruiz. Talia R. Armentrout. Ezra Armijo. Edgar A. Ariola Mendez, Jr. Tatiana Ariola. Patricio Arroyo Casillas. Nathan E. Arroyos. Alexandra M. Ayala. Dominic M. Baca. Ramon E. Baca. Carter J. Backus. Haley M. Backus. Shawnee B. Backus. Ella G. Bagley. Kyla R. Bakken. Eliana J. Baldonado. Aaron A. Balakat. Kirsten L. Banwart Lepke. Jesse A. Barber. Jared A. Barlow. Haley Barron. Amy G. Barranco Chanez. Adriz L. Baxa. Racer W. Beckett. Justice A. Beebe. Adriana L. Begay. Serena J. Bellow. Cesar I. Bencomo Palomino. Zachary Benedict. Johanna V. Bergeron. Amber R. Betts. Molly A. Billingsley. Ryan T. Blair. Deja M. Blue Sky. Anne-Marie Bowles. Keith N. Brewer. Joshua M. Brom. Marissa S. Bullock. Lamar J. Bynum. Mystique Cadena. Ria L. Collier. Melina I. Calderon. Sabrina A. Cambridge.
Okay.
Riley E. Campbell. Tyler J. Campbell. Lexia K. Campos. Chloe E. Canfield. Sydney F. Carlisle. Ariana I. Carlos. Danielle R. Carney. Haley R. Carpenter. Joseph Cassidy. Miles F. Castillo Giron. Avery Castro Dunbar. Joseph A. Cave. Heidi A. Chadwick. Logan J. Chapman. Ambrose V. Charcoal.
You want me to put this over your head? Are you okay?
Deshaun R. Chavez. Julian Chavez. Marcus R. Chavez. Bridget R. Glastawa. Adam D. Chrisman. Jackson M. Silkowski. Milan A. Cedillo. Madeline J. Clark. William P. Concha. Ashley J. Cordoba. Mario R. Cordoba. Tyler D. Corliss. Cody D. Cottle. Porter J. Covey. Haley S. Crookshank. Lauren E. Curtis. Charisma M. Cutshaw. Gabriel Daniels. Andrew N. Davis. Madison K. Davis. Mason L. Dawes. Riley P. Dean Butt. Annika R. DiBernardi. Alexandra V. Decatur Benali. Cameron R. Decker. Virginia A. Grace DeMarco. Nick A. DiPamazio. Salvador Diaz. Clayton S. Dixon. Angelo C. Dominguez. Jasmine M. Dominguez. Shayla V. Dominguez. Julian D. Dor Rodriguez. Elijah R. Duran. Zachary W. Ish. Kayla M. Ebert. Rebecca E. Edmondson. Jason L. Nassar. Miloslav Eminger Goots. Gabriel J. Erickson. Jennifer S. Escarcega. Sarah Espinosa. Calissa D. Farfand. Angelina C. Farello. Ryan A. Fallhaber. Alexis R. Felix. Logan A. Felix. Adrian H. Fernandez. Jaden C. Farron. Elijah Figueroa. Natalie A. Filkins. Isaiah Flores. Samantha D. Flores. Vanessa Flores. Chad J. Forgy. Kara G. Fouts. Thomas J. Frund. Hannah R. Friedland. Lauren B. Fry. Sean W. Fulham. Abigail E. Gallen. Ashton R. Galarno. Angelica Y. Gamboa. Juan Gamboa. Aaliyah B. Garcia. Adrian A. Garcia. Anthony P. Garcia Jr. Cody C. Garcia. Isaiah Garcia. Jashawn C. Garcia. Javier J. Garcia. Noel Garcia. Philip R. Garcia. Savannah L. Garcia. Leslie Garcia Moreno. Jaden L. Garduno. Natalia Garza Flores. Rihanna N. Genko. Emily A. Getchell. Jonathan M. Giese. Mary K. Giese. Nadia L. Gill. Antonia C. Gilbert. Kelly R. Gilpatrick. Caitlin M. Goff. Michael A. Goff. Zazil M. Gomez. Gabriel A. Gonzalez. Israel A. Gonzalez. Jacob J. Gonzalez. Josiah C. Gonzalez. Zyrus Gonzalez. Shaylin M. Goodwin. Adrian M. Gorman. Faith N. Ghosts. Scarlett R. Gregg. Darius Gregory. Gresham. Antonio M. Griego. Celine Griego. Sky D. Griego. Tyler A. Guerrero. Angelina S. Gurule. Hannah J. Haiti. Kyle J. Hernandez. Matthew A. Hernandez. Micah I. Hernandez. Gerardo A. Hernandez Gonzalez. Damon C. Hess. London A. Hyatt. Jocelyn M. Hicks. Symphony M. Hilborn. Dylan Z. Heiss. Slowly. Ronald D. Hodnett.
I take back every nice thing I said.
Macy W. Honig. Shaden W. Hogue. Tessa K. Holderman. Caitlin E. Honeberger. Odessa L. Horson. Joshua D. House. Tristan Ronick. Preston K. Hughes. Shyla R. Hunter. Autumn T. Huntington. Hector H. Ibarra. Nicola R. Ibarra. Natalie K. Ilgenstein. Amaris J. Irvin. Liam O. Isom. Cameron M. Ives. J. Jackson III. Ariana D. Jarvis. Joseph A. Jasnock. Amaris N. Jimenez.
This may be dangerous. I don't know. Are we okay doing this?
Raylene A. Jimenez. Santa Lucia Giron. Aries J. Johnson. Brigham S. Johnson. Cooper J. Jones. Hokulea E. Cow. Gabriel N. Keith. Taylor C. Kennedy. Keith G. Kent. Payne E. Kent. Aisha M. Curvin. Cody A. Comedina. Austin M. Ladd. Ariana L. Lanza. Angelina T. Lara. Jordan D. Larios. Angelina Laraco. Jackson Larrabee. Hannity B. Laswell. Sophia A. Lau. Genevieve S. Leach. Astrid Y. Leos Hernandez. Jared H. Lindsay. Kelly C. Linsday. Preston J. Linson. Harmony M. Lisa. Levi O. Long. Caitlin C. Longbottom.
Octavio Lopez Orozco. Ashley G. Lozano. Kayla M. Lozoya. Aja E. Lucero. Alexis J. Lucero. Christian R. Lucero. Jonay N. Lucero. Xavier A. Lucero. Yasmin T. Lucero. Thomas B. Lujan. Felicity A. Luna. Adriana N. Macias. Victoria A. Macias. Angel K. Macias. Alicia Madrid Bond. Hayden D. Maes. Ninoshka A. Masonet. Jared J. Mandaus. Zion M. Manzanares. Sebastian A. Marquez. Darren T. Martin. Amanda L. Martinez. Brandon M. Martinez. Darius Martinez. Haley E. Martinez. Jocelyn Martinez. Jordan Martinez. Kayla K. Martinez. Logan G. Martinez. Lanaya L. Martinez. Marcelino L. Martinez. Marisa E. Martinez. Samantha R. Martinez. Samantha Martinez. Sophia L. Martinez. Timothy D. Martinez. Apollo C. Mata. Jonathan R. Mather.
Everybody needs quality control.
Taylor R. Matthews. David M. McEnany. Maya A. McCrary. Ryan A. McAvoy. Lauren E. McKinley. Benchley McNabb. Jada L. McSperrin. Morgan J. Meek. Ethan D. Meyer. Vianney Mejias Archibald. Valerie Mendoza Gonzalez. Jocelyn Mraz. Jadavan L. Messenger. Isaac J. Miller. Alexandra K. Monroy. Julia L. Montoya. Kaylee T. Montoya. Madison G. Montoya. Obadiah Montoya. Carson N. Moody. Joshua T. Moore. Skylar L. Moore. Edgar G. Morales. Caden S. Moreland. Jake M. Muniz. Lejeune M. Murphy. Tyler J. Murphy. Autumn Myersco. Michael R. Nahar. Kiara N. Nunez. Ezekiel A. Nelson. Spencer G. Nelson. Alyssa D. Nevares. Ryan Nguyen. Sofia Nokua Moreno. Tatiana J. O'Brien. Zoe E. Orona. Antonio M. Ortega. Noah F. Ortega. Jessica Ortiz. Sabrina S. Ortiz. Grace N. Pacheco. Athena R. Pagio. Olin E. Pakala. Ainsley A. Palmer. Danny W. Parsons. Leah Paul. Amaya J. Payne. Michaela N. Peaver. Richard I. Pena. Jasper Pennington. Damon J. Perea. Thomas R. Perea. Donovan A. Perez. John T. Peterson. Ariana C. Petito. Eliza R. Phillips. Kendall M. Phillips. Zaya Pleasant Paramo. Alex C. Pasha. Vanessa M. Prado. Michaela A. Price. Jesus A. Prieto. Noah B. Chu. Zoe L. Quintana. Santiago A. Rael. Elizabeth Rayola. Malaya R. Ramos. Michael R. Rangel. Garrett R. Reddy the First. Lucero Rendon Jurado. Robert I. Rico. Delisa L. Rodriguez. Linus Rhodey. Anthony I. Romero. Eric A. Romero. Jose A. Romero. Naomi A. Romero. Nathaniel M. Romero. Travis S. Rose. Trinity K. Rose. Francisco Y. Rubio III. Savannah T. Rubio. Vance C. Rudolph. Natalie R. Rushing. Cameron R. Russum. Shayla A. Saavedra. Alaya J. Seiss. Teresita M. Salas. Antonio C. Salazar. Jerome M. Salazar. Anwar Y. Salinas. Anastasia A. Samuel. Alyssa R. Sanchez. Dominic D. Sanchez. Haley R. Sanchez. Jesus E. Sanchez. Kylie L. Sanchez. Melina C. Sando. Samantha N. Santos Payola. Joseph L. Sarica. Sierra S. Sartorias. Oscar A. Schmidt. Ashley Schreiber. Alexandra T. Scrimshire. Emiliano J. Scott Balderas. Andrew T. Searle. Dylan D. Serrano. Lawrence I. Serrano. Joseph D. Schaefer. Christian J. Sharpnack. Alexander Shaw. Anthony M. Smith. Elijah J. Smith. Stuart Smith. Michael M. Smouse. Sage C. Starr. Abigail G. Stelter. Robert Stevenson. Ramona L. Stockton. Caden N. Strength. Tyler J. Sundstrom. Colt D. Sussex Uphold. Mia Rose Sutherland. Sarah N. Tafoya. Savannah B. Tafoya. Christina M. Tafuro. Teresa Tamulowitz, the first. Elizabeth N. Tanner. Antonio J. Tenorio. Ashley L. Thomas. Isabella F. Thomas. Kara A. Thompson. Hunter C. Taroni. Lane C. Toledo. Ethan J. Tully. Alexis M. Torres. Yair A. Torres Jr. Michael Trone. Alex B. Trujillo. Andrew B. Trujillo. Caitlin A. Trujillo. Ethan Trujillo. Christopher P. Trujillo. Kathleen R. Unsworth. Annika Yuri. Brendan V. Valencia. Michaela A. Valencia. Victoria Valencia. Santana R. Vallejos. Joshua K. Votter. Ventura R. Velasquez. Alvaro E. Velasquez. Matthew A. Vigil. Taylor A. Vigil. Mari A. Villalobos. Joyce G. Villegas. Guadalupe Villacana. Michaela Vo. Chase A. Waite. Sophia Waldron. Jordan C. Weber. Kelly Westfall. Courtney B. Wetton. Debbie M. White. Jason T. Weberg. Hayden A. Wilson. Brooke A. Wisely. Garrett S. Wondra. Olivia N. Wood. Anissa S. Yarns. Haley E. Yates. Logan S. Zachary. Francisco J. Samarron Aguilar. Jade E. Zamora. Jocelyn K. Savala. Tyler A. Zimmerman. Jacob W. Zerpel.
Thank you, Ms. Carson. Thank you, Mr. Shepard. Those of you who are left in the stands and in the field, thank you for your patience and your forbearance. Thank you, school board members, for braving the elements. We just want to let everyone know that we'll be scheduling a day on campus for diploma pickup. And staff members, if you're still here, we ask if you could assist in taking the name cards and tape off of the chairs and throwing them in the nearest trash can. And with that, we'll conclude our ceremony. Drive safe and jump in a puddle. Sure.